Hi, my name is Kirsten, and today I'm going to show you how to make salmon artichoke dip in an air fryer. To make this, in addition to an air fryer and a little container that'll go in your air fryer, I'm going to grab this one because that'll work for me. You will also need a salmon fillet. I have two small salmon fillets, so I'm going to use two. And you will need, where are we next? A teaspoon of olive oil, which is going to be over here. Liquid smoke, dried dill weed, or if you have a friend who does Pampered Chef or Taste of Home, the all-purpose dill mix would work wonderfully in this as well. Um, 2 cans of chopped artichoke hearts, not the marinated kind, not the whole kind. You're going to chop them up anyway. So the cheapest kind of canned artichoke heart product that you can buy. You got frozen artichoke hearts, those would work too. Thaw them and then chop them up. That'd work. Um, Next on my list, mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, Worcestershire sauce, Tabasco, shredded cheddar or mozzarella cheese, and shredded Parmesan cheese, grated Parmesan cheese. This kind is perfectly good for that. Okay, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is cook the salmon. So I'm going to preheat the air fryer to 350. While the air fryer is preheating, I'm going to go ahead and prepare the salmon. You'll notice that salmon is of uneven thickness. And in my air fryer, the outside cooks more. So I'm going to put the thicker part towards the outside and the thinner part towards the center. And I'm going to drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil and then a little bit of dried dill. You could use fresh dill if you've got it. I never do. And then I'll drizzle with a little liquid smoke and dill. Just a splash. Okay, this is ready to go in the air fryer for 8 to 10 minutes until the skin is crispy and the fish flakes easily. While the salmon is cooking, I'm going to show you how I make one of the dippers that I like for this. I'll take a baguette or a loaf of French bread and slice it on the bias. Not too thin, not too thick. I want it to be easy to eat. So I think about a quarter to a half an inch. But this gives you enough surface area for a couple of bites. And then I'm going to put this in a bowl, toss this with a little bit of olive oil and salt, and then I will pop it in the air fryer like the crostini for about 5 minutes until it's a little crispy, but not browned or toasted or anything. While the salmon is cooking and the toast is cooling, I'm going to go ahead and mix up the dip. So I've got in here the artichoke hearts, and I'm going to add to them some mayo, Dijon, Worcestershire, Tabasco, shredded cheddar cheese or mozzarella cheese, and half of the half cup, so a quarter cup of grated Parmesan. Then dump all that in and mix it. And then we will fold in the chunks of salmon after it's had a chance to cool a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to switch cameras to do that. All right, I need my Worcestershire and Tabasco, selfie dash. Beautiful thing about cooking at home. You can make it to suit yourself. Got my Dijon, and here's my mayo. Enough to bring this together. Grated Parmesan and the shredded cheddar. All right, let's stir this up until it's nicely blended. I didn't show you. I used my chopper. I used my chopper to chop up the artichoke hearts a little bit, just so they're easier to scoop. You could use a knife, but a chopper makes it go faster. All right, now that this is fairly well blended, I'm going to flake in the salmon. Just basically going to peel it off of the skin because I have 3 dogs underfoot who would really like to eat salmon skin. So they get to eat that. Just put it in big flakes. It'll break up a little bit as I stir it. All right. Now, time to stir. I'm just going to kind of fold it, and with each fold, the larger chunks turn into smaller chunks, but still kind of become visible of, hey, that's a chunk of salmon, which is always nice when you're scooping that up. And now let's put that in a container. You want a 1 to 2 quart container, but basically what you want is something that fits in your air fryer. So I'm using a 10 quart Instant Pot brand, but a 10 quart spray style. Yeah. But if you were using like a 1 or 2 quart air fryer, you could use a little one like this too. Kind of depends on what you've got. And look for thrift shops. Look in thrift shops for these things. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of grated parm over the top. And then I'll cover this with some foil. And I'm going to stick the air fryer back up at 350. Got about for a second. This will cook for 20 to 30 minutes. Something in a larger, shallower container will only take about 20 minutes. Something in a deeper, smaller, deeper container would take more. If you're using like a 6 or 7 inch cake pan, that would be more towards the 25 to 30 minute mark. But check it at 20. That, and let me get a tray. Well, I'm finding my tray. I'll start by stacking up our toasts on one side and the other side. It gives me my tray. All right, pop this in for 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, this has baked for about 15 minutes at 350. Now I'm going to take the foil off and I'm going to let it cook for another about 5 minutes till it's fully bubbly. Let me slide this back in. Okay, the dip has had another 3 to 5 minutes to get nicely browned and bubbly on the top. So I'm going to take it out and I have it over here. Let me go ahead and switch cameras so you can see the dip. Scooch you over there. Um, so it's nicely browned and bubbly on the top. It's super hot. I'm not going to dig in quite yet. But to go alongside this, I've got those toasts that I showed you how to make earlier. I've got some really hearty crackers and then a little bit of vegetables for dipping, as well as the Welsh rarebit pepper poppers. And I'll link to that video up here, I think. Okay, let me switch cameras. All right, so there you have it. How to make salmon artichoke dip in an air fryer. Stovetop instructions are written on your handout, and an assortment of dippers that you can have it with. Enjoy.
Yeah. Vincent, would you like some? Good sit? Good boy. Molly, would you like some? Good sit? Good girl. Robert Barker, would you like some? Salmon? Okay, give me a sit. Sit, please. And then stand. You gotta get your PT exercises in. Good boy.
What time did you say dinner was? 4? Hi, Robert. Okay, everybody.